lot of developments from this chapter. We've got a bit of Escanor, a little bit of Elizabeth and Merlin. Like, wow, I really did love this chapter, especially that widespread page, you know, when we saw all of the sins. I was just thinking, wow, I got to save that, put that as my wallpaper on my laptop. So, like, I'm just so hyped because we're going into Zeldris. Like, we're going into this arc of, you know, getting Zeldris. This is so cool because I can't wait to see so much. Like, first of all, I want to see a fight between Merlin and Zeldris. I think that goes without saying. I want to see that happen. But you know from this chapter, like, oh boy, Escanor's gonna come in. And Escanor's gonna be like to Zeldris, what did you do to my woman? Like, it's gonna be crazy. He's gonna like take off the he's gonna take off the glasses. He's like, what? So I just can't wait. It's gonna be so hyped. Like, honestly, it's gonna be unbelievable. But other than that, I really did feel a little bit sad for Escanor in this chapter. I really did, because like, in this chapter, it was really focusing on him a little bit, quite a lot to be honest, actually. And you know, his love for Merlin, like he was saying, he was like saying to Meliodas, like, oh, do you mind if I go and, you know, go and just check up on Merlin? Or like, he would say a lot of comments to her. And not only did she like brush him off, but like, to be honest, that's how Merlin always is with Escanor. Like, the love isn't reciprocated yet. And I'm saying yet because I'm still shipping Merlin and Escanor. But of course, it's not always about shipping, it's not all about that kind of stuff, but you know, it is a nice touch. Like, you can't not lie and say it's not. But yes, so with Merlin, not Merlin, sorry, with Escanor, I really did feel a little bit sad for him, I'm not gonna lie, because, you know, he was, at the end of this chapter, he wanted to go over to look, he wanted to go over to speak to Merlin, but obviously Escanor was there, and Escanor said, Meliodas was there. Now Meliodas says something along the lines where he says, I've known you the longest, or something like that, and I'm just like, bruh, you're just literally putting salt in Escanor's wounds right now. But all jokes aside, like, I felt like in this chapter, Escanor was witness to how much him and Merlin really aren't connected, like how much him and Merlin really aren't on the same wavelength, how much they're not, you know, together. You know, there was many opportunities where Merlin could have, you know, reciprocated it back, but Escanor got nothing. And I do feel sad for him because he is the kind of, the thing is, he's the kind of character where even if Merlin doesn't love him back, Escanor will still do these actions. And yeah, you gotta feel sorry for the guy. And it's so much more heartfelt, especially at the end of this chapter when Merlin says that Arthur is her hope. Now, Escanor says that Merlin's his son. So I was just like, gosh, like, wow. So either way, I do feel sad for Escanor, his character, but I do think it's more interesting for the story because, yep, Nanatsu and Taizai does have a lot of pairings. Now, they can't always be the same. For example, it can't always be like, you know, one guy swooning over the woman and then, like, she's just like, oh, I love you back, and they get together. It can't be always like that, otherwise we'll just get a bit bored of it. We'll just be, you know, too mechanical. So I really do like the developments between Merlin and Escanor in this chapter. Now, before you guys, you know, think about, you know, the whole thing with Arthur and that, I'm gonna say it right here. Now, I personally don't think Merlin loves Arthur. I don't think about it in the slightest. I think the dynamic, like the relationship between Merlin and Arthur is like mother and son. Now, I did read up on a lot of, you know, the mythology and all of the folklore stuff. Merlin created Arthur. In mythology, Merlin, yeah, created Arthur. So, I don't know what Nakaba Sensei is really, if he's going to go down that same route. I know a lot of people are saying, you know, Merlin and Escanor are, you know, like the mummy and daddy kind of stuff, you know. Like, Buff Escanor had his way, let's just say that, you know, he went in. But I don't really agree with that. I don't think that's, yeah, I can't see that happening. Because if it was, I'd feel like Merlin would be a little bit less frosty to Escanor. Not gonna lie, I feel like he would be a little bit more loving. Like, if they have a kid together, come on, let's, you know, we'd be able to see the signs, in my opinion. So I really don't think that's true. I think, because I can't remember, I think it was Arthur that said it. Arthur said, you know, Merlin's been there since I've been a kid, you know. Like, she was Arthur's tutor, but also, like, a mother as well, because Merlin's been looking after Arthur all these years. So I really am intrigued to know more about their relationship. Now, Arthur, we really don't know what's happening with Arthur right now. We don't know if Arthur's being, held up in a dungeon, trapped by Zeldris. Probably so. Maybe, or Arthur's run away. I know a lot of people are thinking maybe Arthur's run away to get Excalibur. Who knows? I think he's kidnapped. Not kidnapped, sorry. I think he's trapped by Zeldris. Like, he's imprisoned. That'd be pretty cool. Because, there's a lot of build-up around Arthur's character, on him having the most potential, like, I don't know, to be the strongest, like, the most powerful. I can't remember what was said. But, there's a lot of potential for Arthur, and there's a lot of hinting that he's going to be, like, so broken, like, so damn strong. And the fact is, like, he's Arthur Pendragon. Like, he's got to be strong. So I can't wait to see more of him, more of his character. But yes, with what Merlin was saying along the lines of, like, Merlin said that Arthur is his hope, I think it's more along the lines of, like, mother-son kind of relationship. But I still want a bit more dynamic on that. Maybe it's got to do about, Merlin's sin as well. Maybe so. Because we do know in mythology, Merlin and Arthur, their fates are tied. They are linked together. So I hope Nakaba Sensei explores that. So this arc really is going to be awesome. We're going to be exploring a lot of Merlin and Arthur. And in my opinion, I remember when I was catching up with Nanatsu and Taizai, one of my massive interests and my massive, like, wow, I want to know more about these guys, was definitely Escanor and Merlin. Not Merlin, sorry, Escanor and Arthur. So the fact that we're getting these two now, it's just like, wow, my dream's coming true right now. And Nakaba Sensei literally read my mind, and he was just like, yo Sam, we're gonna do this. We're gonna give you some greatness. I was just like, okay, this is cool. So yeah, I really can't wait to see more of Arthur. And I really can't wait to see more of Escanor, especially in his buff mode as well. I'm intrigued to see how he's gonna, do things. I do think, yeah, he's gonna put some backslapping on Zeldris. I can't wait for that. That's gonna be so hype. But also, it does say at the end of the chapter, like, the Pride's dignity has been, like, disheveled, or, like, I can't remember what it said, but something like Pride's dignity has been attacked or something. So what happened if, like, we know Escanor is the sin of pride, and if your pride gets stamped on, you get angry. That turns into rage right there. So we know a little bit what's probably going to happen to Escanor. But I think what's going to be cool is, there's two things. Escanor's going to obviously be angry about what Zeldris did to Merlin, because literally Escanor just heard what Meliodas said. And the second thing, I think he's going to be angry, or maybe a little bit more, like, depressed about, his what's happening between him and Merlin, like the love between them. But aside from that, let's go on to what else happened in this chapter. And we found out a bit more about Elizabeth, Elizabeth, as I said last week chapter, she's beginning to, connect the dots. She hasn't, like, came upon the conclusion that, oh snap, I've been reincarnated, like, life after life. She hasn't come across that conclusion yet, but she knows there's something up. She knows there's something mysterious about the fact how Meliodas' past lovers, or the people he's been with in the past, before she was born, they were either called Elizabeth or Liz, or they looked like her. So she knows that something's up, and I loved it how in this chapter, she's like, come with me, we need to talk. This is the first time I've seen Elizabeth stern, actually, against Meliodas. So I'm really intrigued for that. And as I said last week's chapter, I'm so interested to see how Meliodas will react. Because, Meliodas is always jokey, and especially around Elizabeth, he rarely gets serious, other than the last time when he was like, oh, I'm afraid of what I'm becoming, when he killed Fraudrin. So I'm really intrigued to see how Meliodas, what he's going to say. Is he going to lie? Is he going to tell us truth? But other than that, this chapter, it just had some weird developments, especially with Gowther. Like, Gowther basically says, yeah, Gowther, my master ended the Holy War, but I can't tell you. Well, obviously, he said that he's not sure if he's allowed to, or if what he said would be accepted. So I really am intrigued by what he means by that. We know that Gowther was, got imprisoned by the Demon King. We don't really know much about him, but we know that, like, the Demon King doesn't like what he did, and the Demon King weren't, agreeing with Gowther's actions, motives, etc. So we really don't know what happened in the Holy War. Maybe we'll probably find out in this arc, because it seems like everything's coming together and we're going to Camelot, you know, Zeldris. I'm wondering if Esterosa is alive. A couple of chapters back, it did say, you know, the Ten Commandments are revived. Now, I don't know if that meant all of them. I really do not know. But, like, the status, like, what's his name? Frickin' Gallons of Stone, Grey Roads in a Bottle, what else? Derriere and Montpellier, they basically got destroyed by Meliodas. Fraldron's dead. We don't... what's their name? Dolo and Gloxinia. It seems like they defected, but they haven't really said so. So either way, the status of the Ten Commandments are, you know, it's up in the air right now. We really do not know. I doubt all of them are back to life. I wouldn't want that. I think that'd be like, wait, what about the whole past 100 chapters? What all about that? So yeah, I doubt all of them are alive, but I do think Zeldris and Esterosa is probably alive. Montpellier and Derriere probably, maybe them four. So guys, that's enough for me. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments below what you thought about this chapter. What were your thoughts about, you know, Escanor and Merlin and that whole dynamic? I'm surprised that Merlin was alive and walking, and I really wanted to, you know, I kind of wanted to know a bit more about that, but I feel like when this arc really starts, we may get a rematch between Merlin and Zeldris. But either way, you know, Merlin was stressing it in this chapter. She was just like, if we do not plan, we will get straight up killed. So, you know, we do know how strong Zeldris is. He's probably the strongest. He is the Demon King representative as well. So, you know, when he comes in, it's going to be lit. It's going to be serious. Either way, I do feel like when Escanor and them fight, Escanor will have his, like, an equal match, maybe. Who knows? But obviously, Escanor's power rises as well. So, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'm Sam. Peace out, guys. And I'll see you next week for that greatness that is chapter 221. Subscribe for weekly reviews on Nanatsu and Taizai if you haven't already. Peace. Goodbye.